Alright, hello everyone, welcome to my Mountain of Shame! Today we have Frogware's game from 2014, Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. I've got to admit, I am not really much of a Sherlock Holmes fan. So yes, you can tell that this game is a free game that I received from Epic. Which of course means that if you like what you see here, you too may actually have this game in your library. Now, as I look at this opening scene, it looks very dark and serious and higher fidelity than I was expecting, which is fairly nice. Now, I have already came through this before, but then had to stop recording, so I'm sort of technically doing this section all over again, but I have not played the game yet, which is a crucial thing. Now, it started off at 640 by 480 originally, and I had to change it to 256 4040p, etc. But, yeah, that was just odd, because I'm like, if it's an unidentified graphics card, it's more likely to be above spec than below spec. But, oh well. Anyway, so, got some basic little menu here. Like the audio sliders, always nice. And some very basic gameplay stuff. Nothing too crazy, no real accessibility options, no real... yeah, nothing even controls. No, it's not even control rebinding, it's just, hey, this is how you play. So, fair enough. So yeah, let's go jump straight in, give it its 30 minutes and see how it goes. I'm not actually sure what to expect. In memory of Ukrainian Heavenly 100. Okay, I didn't know that before, but fair enough. That's giving me some vampire vibes. Now that's so. Okay, nice little TV style intro, that works. Yeah, no, nothing wrong with this intro at all. Okay, cool. Nice little introduction. Oh, and there's a bird in the loading screen. Damn, this is getting better and better. Read a book. I think there was sound there, but I couldn't actually hear any sound in this section. Wow, that is overly fidel. That is quite pretty for what I was expecting from this game.
Holmes!
Holmes! Okay. Nice choice of music too. Alright, let's give this a go then. Oh wait. Oh! Okay, so I'm still stuck in this one place. I'm just looking for something to use to stop him from shooting, I suppose. Take cover. There we go. Okay, does that mean this is going to be a live action style adventure game?
Holmes, will you stop that?
Oh god. I mean, this is making me more interested in Sherlock Holmes, I suppose. He's kind of a crazy nut job. Who knew?
Utterly mad.
I mean, yeah, I know. I love to
Stop,
shoot things randomly.
Is that you, Watson?
Yes.
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded.
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate.
Confident step. Blinking handcuffs. Policeman. Knife step avoided. Inspector Lestrade.
Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes.
Okay, you
Gentleman by
didn't
the
jump
name
to
of
check
Peter
out the
Carey,
bullets.
also known
shooting?
as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
Yeah.
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
Wow, he
You're
sounds
out of
like
your
an
mind.
arsehole.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
Yes,
I
yes,
suppose
Watson.
that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845.
What were they
and 50
shooting?
years old.
BBs?
An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia.
Yeah, screw him then. He can
Retired
die.
in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Ooh.
Has the
mysterious.
investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give
That's
me
fun.
half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The Merry Men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Okay, fair enough. Alright, so I do actually have some proper controls. It's not just quick time, which is nice. I gotta say though, this is a lot better than I was expecting. I thought that most of these Sherlock Holmes games were like low fidelity, sort of like very basic point and clicks. But this is surprisingly high fidelity. Oh, of course. Fair enough. I still think you should be perving on anyone. Maybe you should just, like, not. Like, she's just standing there. We don't even see anything interesting. Okay, sure.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
Okay,
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
fair enough. Okay, so essentially, so clearly he's not a great person either. He's got pelts all over the ground, bear pelt over here, tiger pelt over here, gun by over the thing here. Holmes' room. Okay, well, once again, Holmes seems like a better person. Sherlock Holmes, Sherlock and Holmes. Fair enough. Well, let's see. No, Sherlock. It's Holmes' room. It's his room. Never mind. No, it's Watson. This is his name. Sorry. Okay, so we can actually even customize things. I can put on hats. I mean, they're really bad choices of hats, but like, ooh, a top hat. There we go. I say. Oh. Okay, then why would you give... Okay, never mind. It is. Oh, it's saying you can unlock more over time. But I can still wear my top hat. That's the most important thing. And honestly, I think the casual suit looks just fine. No, a black suit. Wait. Wait. There's really not much difference in the suits. Just a slight change of color. And you're using a different undershirt. But fair enough. Okay, I mean, still, it's more than I was expecting. This whole thing is more than I was expecting already. Like, look at the lighting on this, through this window. It's surprisingly competent. Huh. I feel like I'm already being quite unfair to this game.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
Watson's room, here we go. Yes, this is a little bit more... low-key. Nothing too crazy in here. See, Sherlock is clearly a very, yeah. A very, eccentric, wealthy individual. Alright, so Peter Carey, born in, Black Peter, born in 1845. It's the exact same information we just told. Task, investigate the murder of Peter Carey. Investigate the crime scene at Woodman's Lee. Select a suit to wear using your personal wardrobe and join the squad at Woodman's Lee. Well, I've done that already, so thank you. Nothing too else crazy here. Okay. Well, let's go to Woodman's Lee then. I think I've watched a few of these games being done by another YouTuber once before. Dodger maybe? Yeah. I hope I haven't... this game is not ringing any bells though, so I don't think I've played
Mr.
this
Holmes,
one.
I'm over here. Come on.
Now I think about it, I have definitely watched games like this before. Alright, well, let's walk over there. Once again, quite interesting looking space we've got here. Hello. How are you today?
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you.
Don't
Allow
worry,
me
we
to
will
introduce
defile
you to
that
Mr.
course like the
Sherlock
best of
Holmes.
us.
He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Okay, anything unusual at night? Oh, I can also look at her, can I? Yeah, let's just stare at her first. That's a good idea. Cameo. He's religious, clearly. Okay. Interesting. So we are just finding character portraits complete. Okay. Alright. Everything will become easier. I mean, that seems a little bit dark to start off with. Look, anything unusual that
Madam,
night?
can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Oh, lovely.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd
terrible
stay
temper.
all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
This time he died. Gotcha.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it.
Wow,
At
she's.
around 10
I feel
o'clock, I
sorry for her.
dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Yeah, it
Was
sounds
your
like
husband
it's
accustomed
no
to
true
receiving
loss
visitors?
here.
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. We lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
I wonder that too, but anyway. Q.
Never
Q.
mind.
Q? What was the Q? Okay.
You have indeed... He was different, wasn't he?
Sorry, I
when
didn't
you
have my
first
hands
met
on the
him
keyboard.
upon
I
your
wasn't
return
expecting the
from
Q.
Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my
Okay.
goodness, but how do you know about that?
Pilgrimage profile of the victim.
You
I-
undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young.
So it's a good
That
thing I
much
did
is
look at her.
evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.
I'm glad I stared at her first, because if I couldn't stare at her first, I wouldn't know what happened at all. Gotcha. An easy life due to unhappy marriage. Peter, she's a very religious Christian Catholic woman who undertook a St. James Way pilgrimage when she was young. Yay.
Mr. Holmes?
Hi. You have anything to tell me about the victim? Alright. Ooh, cabbages.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
It does. Haunting
It
music.
seems that the garden was well maintained.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Fantastic. So that means I can touch everything.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
No, someone else could have gone in.
What
It's
is it,
literally
Lestrade?
murder.
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Hello, hello, hello. Yes, indeed. The door lock. Scratches.
These scratches are fresh.
Ooh, who tried to get
You're
in?
right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I feel like I
I
didn't do very
swear
much
these
work
scratches
there.
were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Or maybe he did and maybe got in a different way. No, it looks like it says no windows in here. Oh, there's one at the back. Could have easily gone in there. Why did he give me
What
that
a
sort of
terrible
thing?
way
He
to
would be
die.
he would be expecting this. Anyway.
The tooth of a sperm whale. Probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
Okay. I do like this idea though. It's quite interesting. Suspiciously empty shelf space. Outlined in the dust.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf.
They
An
took
object
something.
was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps.
Okay. So we found something. Something was stolen.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years
Mysterious.
1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Well, at least he's not talking to. At least he's not talking to himself. I suppose that's what I would do in this situation.
Harpoons for hunting whales.
Yes, and also for murdering him, apparently. Alright, let's see what's in the chest. So
Old
we've
navigation
got some
instruments,
navigational
nothing.
instruments. Yeah. We've got boots.
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
Okay. Anything else here? Nope, apparently not.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Okay, there's 2 glasses there, so that alone implies it was something they
drank from
knew.
this glass recently.
And I'm guessing both
Someone
glasses.
drank
Yep.
rum, a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was
Exactly,
enjoying
indeed.
a drink before he met
So it
his
might have been a
death.
friend or a fellow sailor.
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
I also do feel, however, why
The
would you leave this
initials
behind?
PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
Why would you leave it here? Empty or not, it seems odd to leave it here. It's not empty either.
This aroma is familiar, but
Oops. Oh, that's cool. So you have to reorganize the memory of his smell so he knows where it comes from. It's going from the sea though, so... Let's see, so I've got to really... I'll focus on getting the base clear, like completely normal, and then... wait, it's the other way around. Yes, it's the other way around, I think. No, I was trying to get the base to make more sense together, but no. I do like how it's got a skip sequence if you want to. It might end up using, I don't know. It feels like there's not that much. Maybe there's more I need to look at. No? No, there isn't. Okay, so where does this all line up is the question. I thought it'd be easy enough to line up the boat, but... Can I zoom in? Interesting. So, I know what it's meant to be. It's meant to be a ship. The smell of the ocean, but like... There we go, it's going together nicely. There we go, it's getting there. I can move that? Oh, I can move that anyway, okay. Oh, I didn't even need that, gotcha. Well, that would explain why it was happening, okay, but like... That's it, right? Like, it's a boat. It's doing boat things. I am unsure as to what I am doing incorrect at this point. Everything was lined up fairly well. Except for this. Are these required for anything? Is the next question. Doesn't seem like they are, but... Come on. I feel like I wonder if I can use my keyboard. No. A little bit more size. It's clearly a boat. Can't you give me that? It's a boat. You gotta line up those as well. No, that's all lined up now. In fact, I don't see anything that isn't lined up. Oh, maybe this is when I have to pull this back in. Like so. Okay, that's looking better. And then this comes down as the... Oh, so they are part of it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, they
This
are
is
something.
a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Yeah, I worked out it was a boat very quickly, game. But okay. Okay, fair enough. So, we know it's a sailor. I told you it was probably a sailor, like, straight the moment came in. So, Sherlock, I guess you gotta have the evidence, show you're working and all that. Alright, let's have a stare at this guy. Alright, now let's stare at the pool of blood first. Ooh, was he stabbed with the knife first? Also, once again, who takes
JHN
this?
are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
Okay, but question.
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Well, clearly that means that whoever left in a hurry, because they didn't try and cover their tracks at all, and they didn't try and remove the notebook. Oh dear.
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
They're looking for someone. Maybe a fellow sailor. Maybe it's one of those things where everyone has a different part of a code to treasure.
This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
Okay, interesting.
Peter
was a
Carey
defense
was
wound.
impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
That feels rather poetic.
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
I'm surprised you didn't hear anything. In fact, what does B mean? Okay, so you make connections. Alright, well I don't think I have enough stuff yet, but let's keep looking.
Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
And I bet...
This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong.
I bet that he was here for something, that he had some sort of treasure subscription. Yes, now's when I do this. Let's see. So pin to the wall. Break-in attempts. No, not that. Notebook. I say notebook is probably linked to. I think notebook is probably what they were trying to get back in and get. Okay, so the ambush must have been tonight to the breakout attempt was defeated. Okay.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Okay, organized ambush. Some of the evidence could be used in the investigation and will mark specific icons. Well kept garden. Oh, that's dialogue. Okay. Carrier's boot, find a use. Dialogue, outline of the dust, there's the chest there. Yep. Okay, fair enough. I mean, none of this stuff is actually saying anything just yet, so. Why is the ambush? Mysterious, so am I. Yeah, well, clearly they were trying to clean up after themselves. That kind of goes without saying.
The ship's logs of the sea.
Nothing you can do there. It's object of interest. It doesn't feel like there's anything else I can do in here right now. Or not? Oh, there is something. Oh, whale. He's in for a
Hammerfest.
whaley good time.
Dundee. It's a whaling map.
Oh. I mean, okay, that didn't seem that useful, but okay. I'm gonna go talk to the lady again, see if she knows anything about the chest. The wife. The widow, I suppose. Hello, Miss Carey. Was Peter a smoker?
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Interesting.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere
Okay,
in his
so he took
cabin.
the papers. Gotcha. That's what we got. That's what was
Thank you,
stolen.
madam.
Interesting he didn't ask about tin box instead. How do you know about the papers? I mean, I feel like no one's gonna want those pumpkins anymore, so, you know.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I
think that we are
we're
lucky.
And why is that?
Because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
I mean, if he could just wait another day, he could have just gone back in later anyway. But I'm sure he won't be that
We need to
patient.
find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
I wanted to say anything else here. So the thing is, like, okay, I'm sorry. Sure. Okay, so. The knife didn't help you get through the door, right? Fair enough. I guess it's a pretty solid window frame. I don't think there's any way. Like, it was just the blinders and they could probably get through. Yeah, if it's just the blinders, they probably could have gone through, but they need an axe to get through that thick window
This looks
frame.
like the perfect hiding place.
Okay. I hope you put the notepad back down, took an inscription or copy of everything.
Did you hear that?
Yes, clearly we did. You don't need to talk and tell us. He doesn't look too old.
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
Let's see how it went. Apparently right well.
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose.
He's very young.
You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
And why are you here?
Innocent? And what are you doing in his
Exactly.
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
cabin? What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
Yes.
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Alright, timer is up, and that does seem like an interesting point to stop. So I think we got a pretty good idea of what the game is like, and honestly, it's a bit better than... Yeah. Yeah, that is a little bit interesting, a little bit different than I was expecting. It actually seems like a pretty good game, and I think I probably would go back and play more of this later. So, yeah, why not, really? Why not? It doesn't look bad at all. So yeah, anyway, this has been Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Okay, I also just point out, this is a 2014 game. This is a 2014 game. We've had a few games from that era, and like, honestly, it's got a solid UI, solid graphics, solid gameplay. It feels pretty reasonable for a 7-year-old game. So yeah, I didn't realize that a lot of games were good at that point. But still, yeah, no, this is definitely one I can see myself coming back and having a look at when I'm really in the mood for a mystery. I'm surprised, because I've never really been one for Sherlock Holmes, but yeah, no, this one definitely seems like it could be maybe a gateway into checking it out. So, thank you for joining me today. This has been Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments, another game off my mountain, and a game that you might own as well. So, if you do like what you saw here, check to see if you've got the Epic account. Otherwise, there'll be links in the description below where you can pick up the title. So yeah, just give it a go if you want to. I don't know how long it is, but it looks quite interesting so far. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.